And in recent news.
Are you paying too much for your car insurance? 15 minutes could save you.
You good, fam?
Yeah.
Welcome to the good ship.
That was so good. We've never done that well.
I'm Akira.
I'm Grace.
If you don't already know that.
What are you doing here? Get out.
If this is your first time finding us, welcome. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Ring the bell.
That way you get notifications when we post videos. Yay!
Which isn't terribly regularly, but
We try though.
we don't live near each other anymore.
Yeah, we live about 7.5 hours apart.
Mm-hmm.
So we record multiple videos when we get together about every 6 months.
Yeah, it
So,
works, sort of.
It's decent.
Yeah.
We do our best.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
I don't like how little I feel. I feel like a 4-year-old.
This is the children's table. We act like children, so it's very appropriate.
I feel like a newscaster.
A very vulgar child.
I'm a newscaster. I've got my drink. I'm at the table. I don't like sitting like this. So today, we're here to talk to you about an issue that has struck our country and the world. No, I'm serious. That issue, let me consult my notes. I know the issue, I just have notes. That issue is New Year's resolutions. They're bullshit.
Very much so.
And no one keeps them.
Did you know statistically?
Wait,
nobody.
you know statistics on this?
What is it?
You're supposed to know the statistic before you say the statistic.
It's like 90% of people that make a New Year's resolution don't make it past January 31st with it.
I thought you were going to end with don't make it past January 31st.
Don't make a resolution.
Resolutions kill.
You will die.
Yeah, resolutions, I've never actually made them because I know I won't keep them. But in place of resolutions that people make, such as I'm gonna completely change myself as a person. I'm gonna go to the gym every freaking morning.
I want to lose weight.
I feel like that and
eat
going to the
healthier.
gym, like all the lifestyle
It's always,
stuff.
yeah, it's losing weight or
Which
going to
is
the gym every
great,
morning.
But when you make it something like that, I feel like it just... I respect the people who can keep their resolutions, frankly.
It's
like very
picking,
difficult.
It's like you're picking something that is totally out of your realm of normal. And when you make such a drastic change, unless you have a very extreme drive to make that change,
Again, I respect you if you do.
then it's really hard.
I don't. So, in place of resolutions that are probably not going to get kept just because they are so drastic, like she said, we have some suggestions for keepable changes that you can make to your life without feeling like a failure in a month because you just can't do it. I have made some plans for like what I'll discuss in this video. You feel free to like pop in if you have any ideas, because this was actually my idea. So I wrote down some notes even though I told you what we were doing. My biggest thing that it is you can do, and you can do it in whatever increments you feel capable of doing it, is to save money, which does not drastically alter your lifestyle. It does not add a task for you to do. It's just, you can do it in little things, like one less coffee a week, and you put $5 in there like every week, which is honestly what I should be doing. Or like, you can, if you have the funds for it, you can like save big amounts. I want to like build up 2 funds. I want to build up, I actually have 2 savings accounts at my bank. One is called Unicorn Savings and one is my regular savings. Regular savings, I want to get them both to $1,000, which doesn't even seem like that much, but like I have like no extra money, which I need to kind of get creative and figure out how to save myself. So that's why I say you can do it in like whatever increments you're capable of. But one of them I want to get to be like an emergency fund, as far as don't touch it. This is literally like to keep saving for your life type deal, and that's the unicorn one. And then I want to have my regular savings so that if I get a flat tire, I won't be freaking out about having to replace it.
Right.
So that's one that genuinely, no matter how much money you make, you can even just save your spare change. Tons of people do that.
From the techie person, there's 2 apps that are really great for this if you don't want to remember. One of them is called Acorns, and it rounds up your transactions and invests it. So if you want to be more of an investor and less of a stagnant savings account, there is that. That's called Acorns. The other one is called Digit, and that one is actually a savings fund. I believe it also rounds up, but it takes that extra money and it sticks it in it's an FDIC approved account, and you can transfer it from Digit to your bank account. I'm pretty sure whenever you want. But that one's more for savings as opposed to Acorns, which is investing. And those are 2 really good apps.
Which investing scares me, so like I'd probably be more inclined to go for the other one. But I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, those are really good. I mean, like they're very popular in the App Store and with people. Like I see articles about them like as ads on stuff like all the time. Especially the Acorns one. Even though I would need someone to tell me what was safe to do with investing. I wouldn't trust myself with that, but whatever you're comfortable with. But that is genuinely something that no matter how broke you are, because trust me, I'm broke. Even just like whatever change you get, like throw it in a jar. That you're saving. It does count. So that's one thing that I feel like literally everybody can do, and it does not affect your lifestyle. It does not affect how your daily routine goes. It's just that little bit that you would have spent on like McDonald's that you didn't need. So, or that's like my number one thing.
If you're somebody that stops at the gas station every morning and grabs 2 bottles of soda, only get one.
Gosh, gas station food is so freaking not the food, the stuff, like the packaged stuff. It's so expensive at gas stations. Like I don't ever buy it there.
Like I had to buy a longer iPad charger for the trip back because I had trouble keeping the iPad charged with Emmett watching movies and stuff. On the way down, I didn't get one at the gas station because they were charging $20 for like a 3 or 4 foot cord, which is what the standard freaking cord length is. And I was like,
and it wasn't even brand name. I don't think.
No. I paid $10 for a 6 foot cord at Walmart earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and also things like just being more careful where you buy things matters too. Like I live in a smaller town now, and there's a lot of boutiques, and a lot of people shop there like it's nothing. I actually found the brand of shirts that I love at this one boutique, and I started buying them from the company's website because it's like so much cheaper, and I can buy clearance, which they don't have in boutiques because it's clearance. Yep. So yeah, you can always just make little changes like that, and then that extra money that you would have spent on that item anyway, throw that in your savings. Like, yep, there's tons of ways you can do that. So that's like my number one thing, because I need to work on that. That needs to be what I work on.
Mine's not even saving. I just need to stop spending.
That too.
Because
I do save and then I spend it. So
yeah, exactly. Because mine is I'm like, oh, it's only $5 here or $5 there, and then suddenly I've spent $700 on things that aren't in the budget by the end of the month. So yeah, I'm really bad.
The next thing is not for everybody. It's for people who have some sort of religious affiliation, but I think a great time to actually start a new devotional, or if you want to like read your Bible in a year or something like that, is in January, because if you go out and buy a devotional, almost all of them are yearly anyway. And also there's a lot of reading plans where you can read the Bible in a year, and that way it's like really easy to digest little bits every day. And so that's another thing. I started a reading plan like at the beginning of this year, and I just totally messed it up so quick. But it's because I didn't start at the right time, and I was making my own dates for the other dates, and like I'm just gonna try and pick it back up in January, because then I'll actually be able to stick to their schedule, and it will make it a lot easier on my brain. So that's not for everyone, but if that applies to you, January is actually a great time to start that, because they're already set up like that.
Yeah. And there are plenty of apps for that too. There's one called, I think it's...
You're just gonna be my tech person.
Yes. If you search Bible in the App Store or the Play Store, it's a brown icon, and I think it's YouVersion is actually like who makes it, but they do really good devotionals that either start read the Bible in a year, or I wanted to set aside 7 days, and it'll take you through one that's only a 7-day length. Also, there is an app for Hope Harbor Church, and they have got messages and Bible reading plans that you can pick up at any point in the year, and they are all completely free.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that. The plan that I've been using is free. I printed it all out so I'd have it like a paper copy. It's actually in a folder over there, but I had to like dig to find it. So that's awesome that there's actually places for that, because I didn't realize there were. So that's not for everyone, but something that everyone could do instead of doing a extreme, I'm gonna change my whole routine, I'm gonna eat super healthy, I'm gonna go to the gym every single morning, I'm gonna be like this totally new healthy person. Just like move more.
Yep. Don't just come home and watch TV. Maybe clean a room in your house, or
Yeah.
I don't know, play with your dog. Play
Yeah,
with your kid.
I had written down like actually like walking your dog, and saying the excuse is like it's because it's for that dog, but like it's also helping you. But also things like there are so many free apps with workouts that are like 7 minutes long. There are free YouTube stuff, even doing yoga,
Or you
improves
can, like,
circulation and mobility, and
Park at the bottom of the parking lot when you go to the grocery store and get in a couple extra steps.
And I completely understand, because I never do that because I'm lazy, but that really is easy. And it takes almost no extra time.
Yep.
Like, yeah. And then something else, I actually did not ever really want to do this because I thought I would hate it, but I actually ended up joining a CrossFit class, and I was only there for 3 months because sadly the gym closed because the owner was going to do something else. But for those 3 months, like, it was something to where if you just wanted to come a couple times a week, you could. And it doesn't have to be CrossFit. That's obviously kind of extreme. But like if you join a class doing something, which most classes at fitness clubs and things like that, they're sporadically throughout the week. It's not like an every single day thing. So it's easier
like
to
once a
commit
week
to.
or twice a week.
Yeah, and also having a class where it's the same people every time, it really does help. Because then if you make improvements, like if it's yoga and you finally build up to doing this one pose, they're all going to be like so excited that you can finally do it. Like in CrossFit, like if you reach a new goal or whatever, like they're giving you hugs and high fives. You're like, yeah, you know, like if you're the last one to finish, they're just like all cheering for you. Like, come on, you can do it. Like it really does help. And I thought that would embarrass me, honestly, but it doesn't. It just makes it a lot more tolerable. So I would say if you do want to make some crazy resolution about working out or like turning into this whole different person, do it in those little bits and have like a class around you. I think really helps.
I would agree with that.
I actually only have one more written down unless you want to think of another one. But the other side of that whole I'm going to be a super healthy person is just cook your own friggin' food. You can control everything that goes into it.
Yep.
I need to do that more too. Which I make stuff at home, but it's always like quick stuff. It's not a whole recipe that I'm making. And I always make the argument of like, but it's really not cheaper for me to cook it because I have to buy all these ingredients. But do you know how much more food that will make? And like I can like save servings of it. It's just me. It's just me when I cook.
I think that she has enough food in her fridge for 3 meals based off of what I just made for both of us for dinner tonight.
Yes, that's accurate.
And that was $3, $4, $9.
Yeah. So maybe for that one meal, yes, it's costing more, but it's not going to last just that one meal because the amount you're making will feed you for multiple meals. And if you have a family, obviously that's different. But it's just me and my cat. Like, and he eats cat food. So it will last me a very long time. And so it ends up being way cheaper than if I were to buy quick meals.
Yeah, I think, so we spend, for my family of 3, and we have to have leftovers to have lunch at work the next day. I spend about $150 a week on groceries. So obviously that comes out to about $600 a month. When we were eating out every day for lunch and some nights for dinner, on top of having to buy breakfast to go to work because we didn't pack breakfast, we were spending upwards of $1,000 a month. So, yes, it's cheaper to cook at home.
That is actually more than my family of 6 spent in a month. But my mom cooked everything. She would spend like $800 a month on food when it was all 6 of us still at home, like before we all got older. But it was all home cooked. I can't even imagine if we were all going out to eat.
Oh yeah, because it's like $6 or $7 for breakfast, and then even if you eat super cheap, it's still $5 for lunch.
Yeah.
And then you still have to buy the groceries to make dinner.
And yeah, sure, you could just go get McDonald's dollar menu, but A, their dollar menu sucks now, and B, like, you're gonna feel terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can get it once in a while, but I have to surround the rest of that day with, like, a lot of water, and, like, everything else has to be healthy. Yeah. Otherwise, now that I'm not a child, I feel like crap.
Yep.
It's really rude, frankly. So, those are kind of my two halves of that whole I'm gonna be a robotic perfect wellness person, is just move a little bit more, maybe do something a couple times a week, and cook your own food.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to take a long time. Literally, the meal that she made, if you don't count toasting the garlic bread, because that was just extra.
And we had to do it separately.
Yeah. But the actual meal she made, it was just like, make some pasta. We bought pre-made pesto. She made some chicken in a skillet, like in little pieces, so it cooked like super quick. And like, if we had wanted to make it a little healthier, buy some like canned peas, or like, I like peas.
Okay. They're high in sugar. Did you know that?
Yeah, they're legumes. They're not that good for you. But or stick a sweet potato in the microwave. Like, it's not difficult or expensive or time consuming. Basically, a lot of this ends up with these don't be lazy, I feel like, which is very difficult for me. That's my biggest thing, is that I'm lazy. So,
yep.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I had. Things that I think are genuinely doable for most people. It's just making the decision to do it.
So what's something personal? I know you said you're working on the healthy stuff.
I'm actually working on all 4.
All 4?
Yeah. I mean, I am concerned with all of those, but mostly I'm really trying to save money, because I feel like that, for me right now, is just the most important thing, that I build a little bit of a cushion.
I think that mine are to stay within my budget, which is very doable.
Mm-hmm. Is that damn self-control.
Yeah. And then I decided to start a makeup Instagram / side YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I know next to nothing about makeup, so I'm learning as I go. So mine is to be better at makeup by the end of 2020 than I am at the start of it. And I would like to have 100 followers on Instagram. And if I can get the same amount on YouTube, fantastic.
I feel like it's so much harder to do that on YouTube.
Yeah. I think that's doable. I have 10 as of right now. And most of those are my friends. There's only 2 or 3 that are not.
That's pretty good, though, that 2 or 3 people found you.
Yeah. So I think it's a good start. I think it helps that I started it when the Conspiracy and Mini Controversy palette came out. So
you can tag everything with that.
So since I got the palette, I have a couple posts that are tagged it, so that gets me a little bit more traffic, because that's a really high volume tag right now, or at that point in time. It still is. It's a pretty big deal. Mm-hmm. So that's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I really just want to save some money. And in the midst of doing that, don't spend money on things like eating out, when I could just make what I have at home. So like, I feel like you can hit a couple boxes at once with that. Like, you can check a couple of boxes at one time. I just hate when people make these giant resolutions and then they're like, yeah, I couldn't stick with it. No shit. Like, some people can do it, and that's great. Like, that takes some serious self-control and willpower and motivation. I just don't have it.
Yeah. Relatable.
This has been the discussion for the evening. Thank you and good night.